So that's Jeramie Henson. His is the bottom name up there. So you'll put his name in, and thank you, Jeramie.
Good morning, guys. Glad to be here and tell you a story and briefly. I'm from here, this area, actually, 40 years old, and I was born in the hospital down here, Skaggs Hospital, Coxtown. I was raised in a little small town, Pro-Tim, just down the road a little ways. Coming from a family that, I felt loved in how they know to love, but yet I come from a family where circumstances, everything was there was no really rules. Everything was kind of a go. My dad was an alcoholic, a partier. He wasn't around a lot when I was little. My grandmother raised me for most of my life when I was your age. I lived with her most of the time. And through grade school, pretty good kid, really. Like a lot of you guys, I didn't make a lot of trouble. Had good grades. Didn't do really anything wrong. Big things. And so, just kind of setting the story up to get to high school. And that's where you guys are going to be in a couple of years. And when I got there, I'm hoping this story will help you not make the same mistakes I did. When I got to high school, I really wanted to fit in. Had the pressure of fitting in. I have this personality that I will adapt and do whatever it takes to fit in. And I did that. My freshman year, I started hanging out with what I think were the cool kids. And they like to drink, party, do all these crazy things. And I said, well, I want to be their friend, and so didn't want to be left out. So I started drinking and partying, doing the crazy things with them. Okay, and loved playing basketball. I was a good basketball player, and my dream was, to always go basketball, high school, even to college, and play ball. Was one of my hopes and dreams. Sophomore year in high school came around, and it just didn't become a weekend deal. Now it's like we're partying 3-4 days a week. And also my sophomore year is when it went from alcohol to cocaine, meth, marijuana, you name it, I started doing it. But meth was my drug of choice, that and cocaine. Started doing drugs my sophomore year. My sophomore year, we also robbed a store. Got caught. Next day, the sheriff department came to school, arrested us, took us away. I also got kicked off that basketball team, that dream I always had. That just really put me down another road of just anger and didn't care, and the partying just elevated more and more and more, and drugs started becoming my best friend. And they comfort me, they make me feel good, and that's my best friend in life. My junior year came back around, got in more trouble, drugs, alcohol controlling me. I went to Forsyth High School. We did some spray painting on the high school over there one night, did some other stuff around town, got caught again, got in trouble with the law. Senior year came around, and there's a lot of things in between there, guys. Fighting, you name it, we did it. Pretty much bullies is who we were. And the senior year came around, met Miss Henson, and you guys know Nina, school teacher, some of you do. We fell in love in our high school year, graduated, and we got married right out of high school when we was 18. When we got out, I got a job at Vanna Foods in Springfield, driving a big truck, and worked a lot of hours. 15, 18 hours a day, sometimes even 20. And drugs then did not just become a part of my life, they became my life. Meth became my life. It didn't happen on the weekend now. When I woke up every day, I had to have it. I had to have it with me to have that comfort. I had to have it inside me. And it became controlling my whole life. It started changing who I was, my attitude, my character, temper, words, actions. I wouldn't come home 2-3 days at a time. So I used to go out party with my friends after work. Wouldn't see my wife for 2-3 days. This obviously caused huge problems in our marriage. Come to the point she really wanted to divorce me at 2 different times. She went to her pastor. She went to church. Obviously I didn't believe in it at all. And her pastor would not give his would not let her do that. He wouldn't give her peace about that. And he said, you chose to be yoked to him, you're to stay with him. And so that's our life and our marriage there for a little while. That's from 18 until I was 25. In those 7 years, our marriage fell apart so bad that she had her own bedroom, I had my bedroom. That's how far apart we were. In that time, I got in trouble with the law many times. I didn't even show this my first 2 times. I actually became a drug dealer here in Taney County, and started selling drugs, and a lot of it. We bring it in through California through the mail, and we disperse it here. That's who I became, and that's my world. When I was 25 years old, and there's a lot in there, guys. You can only imagine what took place in my life in there. You name it, and some of it's not even appropriate to share in this room today. But you name it, I've done it. When I was 25 years old, I'm 40 today. So 15 years ago, I was living this life like this. Doing whatever I want to do, fighting, drinking, drugging, partying, anything I want to do, I was living this life, going down this road, this path. When I was 25, I felt this conviction in my life, okay? This conviction hit me. And it showed me all this things I'm doing, it's wrong. That's wrong. I'm going to tell you, this big tough guy that never, I don't know that I've ever cried for emotions a day in my life at 25. And I'm serious in that. If I do, I forgot. I literally, when those convictions came about me, I fell to the ground and started crying like a baby. And I cried and I cried. And when I say I cried, it wasn't like a 5-10 minute deal. I'm talking 3 hours later, these tears still pouring. 4 hours later, tears still pouring. My wife told me you have to stop because you're going to hurt yourself, and I just couldn't. It's like all the weight of the world had been lifted off of me. Okay? And I didn't even know it was there. And so when I turned 25 and that took place, and I made a choice to change my life, I did this. I turned and started living this life. Okay? So when 25 years old hit and that conviction took place, this is my new life that I've been living the last 15 years. And I want to share this with you. People in school tell me all the time, you ain't going to amount to nothing. Okay? I've even heard teachers tell me that. You ain't going to amount to nothing. All right? And rightly so, they had a lot of reason to think that. You just had to know who I was. I want you to get 2 things out of my story today. 1, I let others influence me to be someone I wasn't. You hear what I said? Don't do that. Don't let kids in this hallway influence you because you feel like maybe they're more popular or they're on the team or this and that. Don't let other people influence you to be someone you're not. You be who you are. Okay? Don't think you got to be in these cliques. You don't. That means you stand alone, you stand alone. But you be who you want to be. Don't let others influence you. And second, what I want you to get in my story today is this. Me and my wife are happily married 22 years this December. We are in love. And I mean, our life is great. I'm just going to tell you, if I had more time to tell you about my life right now, I feel like I'm the most blessed man on planet Earth. I have the best of the best of the best. I have the greatest wife, 4 beautiful children, beautiful new home, a tremendously great job. Okay? I get paid well. I get what I want to do when I want to do it. I live in a dream world now. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not because of anything I've done. It's the choices I've made to change my life around. And what do I do now? Let me tell you what I do now. This meth head, drug addict, no account, guy that's been thrown in jail many times, for 25 years. Now, what I do for a living is, I'm a pastor of a church. I've been a pastor for 10 years. Don't let anyone ever tell you, you can't be something. You can be anything you want to be. Okay? You can be anything you want to be. And you go for it. And don't listen to the whispers on the outside telling you no. You do, and be who you want to be, and you go and do what you're called to do. Okay? Love you guys. Thanks for listening to me.